Hello, Namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers. Welcome back you all to our live and interactive session of CIET NCERT. This side Shivani Jha, and you have all connected with us on PM eVidya channel number 6, 9 and 12. And yes, besides this, there are also so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us. You can even participate in our live conversations by raising your comments, your queries in the live chat box of our official YouTube channels that goes by the name NCERT Official and yes, NCERT PM eVidya class 6, 9 and 12. Well, let me apprise you all that this is our special program on school leadership development और साथ ही ये खास प्रोग्राम आप सभी तक पहुंचता है CIET NCERT और साथ ही NIEPA NCL के सहयोग से। आप सभी दर्शकों को मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि ये नीपा का सत्र यानी स्कूल लीडरशिप डेवलपमेंट का सेशन हम हर फ्राइडे आप सभी के लिए लेकर आते हैं 5:30 से 6:15 और यहाँ पर हम बात करते हैं एक स्कूल लीडर के बारे में, राइट, कि स्कूल लीडर ने किस तरीके से ऑब्स्टिकल्स हर्डल्स को फेस किया, चैलेंजेस को फेस किया और एक ज़ीरो से अपने स्कूल को डिफरेंट लेवल तक पहुंचा के लेके गए। और ये हम सभी के लिए काफ़ी इंस्पिरेशनल और साथ ही मोटिवेशनल भी रहता है एंड काफ़ी आप सभी व्यूअर्स जितने भी हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं काफ़ी चीज़ें सीख भी सकते हैं। अगर मैं आज के टॉपिक की बात करूं, आज का टॉपिक भी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है और जो लीडर हमने प्रिंसिपल इनवाइट किया है आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं वो असम से। एंड firstly, let me know you about the topic. So the topic for today is role of a school leader, students holistic development in a GGHS Assam. And to elaborate this whole topic, we are also joined by our two esteemed experts today. So let's welcome them first. We are firstly joined by expert Miss Tripti Singh. Ma'am is assistant professor at NCSL NIEPA. So ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session. Well, we are also joined by principal, ma'am is Subha Lakshmi Barua, who is principal in charge at TC Government Girls HS and MP School, Guwahati. Ma'am, namaskar and welcome to the session.
Namaskar. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for having me in your program.
Yes. सो यहाँ पर आप सभी व्यूअर्स को मैंने बता दिया कि आज जो प्रिंसिपल जिनको हमने इनवाइट किया है अपने इस खास सेशन में वो असम से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, ऑनलाइन मीडियम से हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और किस तरीके से उन्होंने अपने स्कूल को एक ज़ीरो लेवल से इस मुकाम तक पहुँचाया कि अब वहाँ पर पढ़ रहे बच्चे भी किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, चीज़ों को सीख रहे हैं और लेकिन हम जानेंगे कि क्या क्या हर्डल्स बेसिकली फेस किए हैं। लेकिन उससे पहले मैं चाहूँगी कि हमारे साथ जो एक्सपर्ट स्टूडियो से जुड़ी हुई हैं हम उनसे पूछें पहला प्रश्न जो हमारा क्वेश्चन रहेगा। सो आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क तृप्ति मैम, प्लीज शेयर अबाउट द theme of the session today, like what we are going to talk about today, the whole session.
Yes, thank you Shivani. Good evening one and all present over here. As the topic rightly reflects, role of a school leader in students holistic development, and we are basically talking about a girls government high school which is also a multi-purpose school in Guwahati, Assam. So basically the topic which reflects it's a role of a school leader in the holistic development of a child, the role of a school leader as a whole in making and building student competencies, student and teacher competences, in promoting an effective teacher and student collaboration, in promoting academic excellence, in promoting non-academic excellence as well, and whole in whole maintaining student friendly school climate, which is very important. And just to tell you Shivani, yes, I have personally visited this school as a part of a field study also in the state of Assam, and this school is doing wonders and it's exceptionally good. Talking about its establishment, it has been established in the British era, in the era of 1945-1950s. So yes, the history of the school, it's basically very unique.
It's wonderful.
And when you visit the school in person and when you find the principals working in such a beautiful manner.
Exactly.
So that's how Subha Lakshmi ji has been called over here. So without wasting much of her time, we are going to know more about the school and what all she has done as an exceptional school leader in TC GGHS MP Model School in Guwahati, Assam.
Exactly,
Over to
very
you,
well
ma'am.
said, ma'am. Well, my next question would be from Subha Lakshmi, ma'am. And ma'am, I want to ask you, please give us a brief insight upon your school. What is the context and geography of your school? And plus, how many students, teachers are there? Which area the school is located? So, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to give you a brief overview of the school as you have requested.
Yes.
Our school, Tarini Chaudhary Government Girls HSNMP School, was established in 1945, and it has been a landmark for girls' education in Assam. And it was established in very difficult circumstances during the Second World War in 1945, Second World War period, and that was also the time of the independence struggle. As a result, there was a very good school for girls in Pan Bazar area of Guwahati, but that area, in that area, the DC office, the High Court, and other such important offices were also located. So during the independence movement period and because of the World War, a lot of defense personnel, soldiers would be there. So the families found it a little, were apprehensive of sending their daughters there. And so they decided that, they would not send their daughters to that school. Now, the intellectuals and the political leaders, so social leaders and the business people, they decided that, it is important that girls' education is very important. We all know that if you educate a woman, you educate an entire family, an entire nation, an entire country. So, because women are the cornerstones of every family. So as a result, they decided to set up their own school here. And they did it in very humble beginnings in thatched houses in an area called Ujan Bazar. And the first batch of 11 students performed so well in the HSLC exams that it attracted the attention of the society at large and also the government. And it is that the widow of the late Tarini Chaudhary, in whose name this school is named, she offered an amount of 16,000 rupees, which was a princely sum at that time, to for the school to have its own premises. And then we shifted the school, the 4 bigha land was bought and the school was started here. But then again, they fell short of money. So one of the foremost statesmen of Assam, who was also a social worker, the kingmaker of Assam of that time, Dr. Bhuvaneshwar Barua, he took a loan of 2,000 rupees, which again is a very big sum for that time, and he offered it to the school. And then that is how, in those circumstances, the school was established. And it has, over the decades, been, has had a golden history. And its alumni, as we have some of whom we have shown in the presentation, they have, flown and touched the wings. They have touched the skies, and we have had. We have had, I'm sorry.
All right, so there might be an electricity issue.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we are familiar, ma'am, that you have been joined from Assam.
No.
Yeah.
I can continue.
Yes, please continue.
Yes. So over the decades, we've had Gyanpith awardees who have been our former students. We have had Sahitya Academy, leaders, awardee winners, and people are, from our past students are very well established in different walks of life, not only in Assam but across the world. The current student profile is that it is located in the center of the city in a land of 7 bighas, and it has a huge play field which is bounded on all sides by very charming Assam type buildings, and it has a lot of facilities which have been provided by the government, like ATL lab, laboratory, tele-classroom, smart classroom, smart TV with 3D equipment. It has a very well-equipped library. Then it has we have prepared a yoga room, a sick room, a sports room, and then we have IT and retail classrooms. So it is a well-equipped school now for holistic development of the children, and at the same time, there are challenges because the buildings are very old and so they are in a state of disrepair. But the good news is that the government of Assam is under the Center of Excellence scheme is demolishing the old buildings, and they have already started work for building new infrastructure.
That's really great, ma'am. That's
and
really
as far
great.
as student, yes.
Thank you. We would like to see a short video about your school, ma'am. So I would request you to kindly mute yourself.
Yes. Electricity board or that one?
Thank you, IT team. That's all. We have seen a good cultural amalgamation in a school of Assam. So, ma'am, congratulations to you for doing this wonderful job in the field of school leadership.
I'm sorry, you're not very audible.
All right, am I audible now? So it's basically a school with all the colors It's a school with all the colors, it's a school with all the cultural activities and taste. So, we would like to know more about the activities, ma'am. What all initiatives have you been taking as a school leader in your school?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes. Are we audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, ma'am, I would like to please ask another question to ma'am, Subhalakshmi ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, basically I know there are network fluctuations as we are joined from distant places. So the question to you is, what all initiatives have you been taking? We have seen the school's video, and it can be said that the school is doing wonders in terms of cultural and as well as the academic excellence. So
Yes.
I just want to ask you, we just really want to ask you the initiatives taken by you as a school leader for bringing in the school and students' competencies, ma'am.
Yes, actually, I have to let you know that I am not a very
Okay, so
experienced
Subhalakshmi ma'am, could you please unmute yourself first?
I'm already unmuted.
Yes, ma'am. Now please speak.
Yes. I would like to actually first let you all know that I'm not really a very experienced administrator, as far educational administrator. I took charge as principal of the school only last year in February 2023. So it has been a very short journey, but nevertheless, I have tried and as a, I have started with the intention that I should begin with small achievable goals, what is known as SMART goals. So since this is a government school, but I have been working in this school for over 3 decades, and I have seen how this school has, from a position of strength, gradually, the graph has come down from its earlier position. And there are various reasons for that, and not necessarily only institutional. Actually, since new English medium educational institutions were set up, the earlier the student demographics and student profile, they changed, and now we have students mostly from the disadvantaged sections of society. And since it is a government school with the lockdown and everything, in the last decade there has been a certain relaxation, at least that is my perception, in the work culture, and also the physical environment was also visibly deteriorating. That is also my personal view. So I thought when I joined that if the most important thing is to have a very strong work culture, the kind of work culture that can compete with the private sector educational institutions, to which the creme de la creme of society kind of rush. So for that, the first thing that, if we have to have a strong work culture, that means we have to remain in school during the entire working hours and sometimes beyond working hours. So for that, a very clean environment is very important for the teachers, the office staff, as well as for the students. So my first goal after taking over was to provide a clean environment, and as we can show in the slides, gradually we needed to do heavy duty cleaning in our school in many areas which had been, where cleaning had been neglected. So that is what the focus was, to have a clean environment, to ensure a happy environment and a strong work culture in school. So as you can see, with the cooperation of the teachers and by hiring a lot of staff. I'd like you to stop the PPT here. So that is where actually, that is how the environment changed. Then, as I have said earlier, our students come from disadvantaged backgrounds. So for performance, whether academic, curricular or co-curricular, it is very important that students have nutritional meals. Now, most of our students, they would come from long distances and not really have good meals when they came. So after 2 hours when they reach school, they would be, tired and worn out, and they would feel weak. So what I did was, I thought that the midday meal, should be very nurturing and nutritious. But for providing nutritious and good meals, it was necessary to have a clean environment. And in the picture, you can see that we are, with the help of the midday meal committee, this whole midday meal place setup was cleaned and renovated. So in the next slide, you can see how it now looks. So this is what the environment looks now. The whole school, the canteen was renovated, and then our arts teacher, he did some nice wall art. So now it is a nice, happy environment where nutritious meals are cooked. Then the other part of the children not having nutritious meals at home, for whatever reason, was that in the assembly time itself they would they would faint or fall sick. So for that we needed a proper sick room. Now earlier what we had in this room was a store room with all kinds of garbage and rubbish stored. I mean, like the previous slide. So then we renovated the sick room and we made it a very nice kind of a place, very artistically decorated. Then for wellness, yoga is important, for the mind and for the body. So an old unused room was converted into a yoga room, and with the help of the teachers and the art teacher. So you can see the yoga room now. And since the whole point was to provide holistic development of the students, so we didn't want students to be just textbook oriented. So the library facilities which were already there, we decided to upgrade it a little more and provide a good library environment where students could spend their library period, which is incorporated in their routine. They could read a book and then they could have a small tap about the book. Then physical fitness is important. So earlier I did not, we did not have much sports equipment in our school. So when I came, I saw that there was a sports ground, though not a huge one. So last year and this year we have got a lot of sports equipment for the children, and an old room was renovated and made into a sports room for indoor games, and it was also decorated by our students and teachers. So that's what you can see. Now nowadays, it is not enough to provide scholastic education. Children need to be counseled regarding life skills, mental health, and they also require career counseling. So we thought that a separate room for career counseling was necessary, and here you can see this is how career counseling sessions progress. And in the other slide you will see that the children themselves, they make a lot of charts and other things where life skill topics are nicely displayed, and they learn by working, they learn by doing. Then since a lot of emphasis is now being given on crafts and art and all that, so we have a general workroom where all this is displayed. Then the second area where I worked was on inclusiveness, delegation, and teacher capacity building. Because the delivery of holistic development of the students, the deliverers are the students, are the teachers. So for that, it is very important for the teachers to feel responsible and included in the decision-making process and in the delegation of responsibilities. This was missing earlier. We would just get orders. So I decided to make a change there. And so for that, to have a proper communication, we would have frequent staff meetings, and for deliberation, we have a lot of committees, as you can see, and all these committees function in different areas which look after the holistic welfare of our children.
That's really great, ma'am. I would like to ask you a question over here. How this inclusiveness is being practiced in your school, madam?
Well, inclusiveness in our school is at the staff level is being practiced through frequent staff meetings, one-to-one communication, group communication, then sitting with the different committees who make decisions more or less autonomously, but not totally autonomously, because I like to keep myself updated so that we have just we all move in one direction and not like Ravan have 10 heads working in 10 directions.
Yes.
So that is why I keep myself updated. But there is a lot of autonomy, and whatever plans are there, I go through them, and if changes are required, then changes are made, and if they are not required, they are not made. So like this, the inclusiveness is being practiced, and we need to do much more.
Yes, definitely, ma'am.
And students are also included in these activities through house, we have houses, we have 4 houses. So the students we have a similar committees for the students. So they are also included in the implementation or in delegation of responsibilities. Now, regarding teacher capacity building, it is very important, and the NEP 2020 also envisages that people should be trained to be culturally very awakened and rooted in the glorious traditions of our country. But at the same time, they should be very fully equipped to be global citizens and global leaders. So, this is very different from from the normal teaching practices of that the teachers themselves went through, or
Yes,
experienced
definitely,
in their
ma'am.
own school days. Yes, and so that is why teacher capacity building, I thought, was very important. So the government does a lot of work in this direction, but the government has its limitation in the sense that there are so many schools under its that it is looking after. So it just trains one or two nodal teachers in different areas, but then they're supposed to come back and train the other teachers. But this actually doesn't happen in reality. So this time we thought that with the help of Rotary, we actually organized in TC a special training work and workshop, 2-day workshop on NEP 2020 for the teachers themselves. Now, as far as next, we focused on teaching practices. So earlier teaching practices were just chalk and talk. So now the teachers are being, they are also, they are being, I kind of share material with them with the result, and also they encourage them to go through materials that helps in upgrading the, facilitation of pupils for holistic development. So we have done some, we have cumulative record books. Earlier it was just number oriented, and now we have cumulative record books where different descriptive indicators are included which describe the students, how they are proceeding in different areas apart from academics. And then since our teacher-student ratio, the general teacher-student ratio is very, very favorable for us, we have a mentor-mentee system where every teacher is given charge of 9 to 12 students, and they are, for those students, they are the mentors, they are the parents, they are the guardians, they are the trained philosopher and guide. So personal care and attention is, given. And just because it's very important to keep record, or documentation is important, so that we can plan ahead, or we can understand the progress of each child. So everyone keeps teacher registers, mentor registers. I think that, yeah.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
for holistic development of students in different, in not just in arts or culture, but in the area of science and maths, we have like exhibitions. We encourage them to innovate, make models, and so that way we take them for trips. Field trips to different places. This is a picture of the students being taken to the Guwahati Planetarium, and then so in this way, smart classes are used. We have a special routine where every teacher is supposed to have, they're supposed to incorporate smart lesson plans. So in this way, we are trying to change.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We are very much getting acquainted with the kind of work. As a school leader, you have taken so many initiatives for your students, as well as for your teachers, as well as for the school building and infrastructure. So we would like to congratulate you for doing commendable in the field of school leadership. Our next question to you is, what is basically the vision and mission of TC GGHS school? How you are taking this school forward in the next year?
Well, in the next year, we plan to have more smart classrooms. So we are trying to get Vidyanjali. As you know, that the government of Assam, the Ministry of Human Resources Development, has this scheme called Vidyanjali, which is actually a scheme for community involvement, or involvement of parents and students in the strengthening of schools. So we would like to get more Vidyanjali to introduce more smart classrooms. We would like to have more teacher training sessions in the school itself, so that all teachers benefit from it, so that the delivery of holistic education is kind of better, and the resistance that may be there mentally
Yes.
within teachers, that can change. And also students also need to get used from the notebook system. They have to be weaned away from the system of receiving notes. So more activity oriented, more fun kind of classes. These are the kinds of things we are planning.
All right, all
to
right.
keep, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And there are more,
Yes.
but I think
Yes, please continue, ma'am. What would you like to say?
Yes, and the other area is that the approach towards teaching, as the NEP itself says, that should be more multidisciplinary and more integrated. So
Yes, yes.
we want the teachers now. Yeah, we are sitting for the teachers. We're sitting together with the teachers to work out how that can be done. And we are getting somewhere. The bus is beginning to move in that direction, although much work has to be still done. So you can see that in the Shankar Dev Tithi, the celebration of special days, we have tried to incorporate team teaching elements there, and a multidisciplinary approach was also utilized, where we didn't just celebrate the cultural program, but we actually delved into the history of why of the time. When Srimata Shankar Dev was born, what was the political situation then? What was the historical and
Yes,
social
yes.
situation?
Talking about everything in a
kind
loop.
of so
Yes.
this way, and then we had activities where, mask making, which is one of the, USPs of Majuli, where the Satra or the monastery, main monasteries of Srimata Shankardev is there. He happens to be, in his approach, a very modern and a multidisciplinary kind of teacher, bhakti teacher.
Definitely,
So, we can learn
ma'am.
from
Definitely.
and teachings are very contemporary. So we try to go into, in depth into these, days, and not just celebrate it on just a cultural level.
Definitely, that could be seen very well in the videos and the cultural, which I personally visited also, and I experienced the same by being there for a day or two. What all challenges you have witnessed as a school leader in bringing change in your school? That's what we all would like to know from you, ma'am. What all challenges you faced?
Well, actually, there are challenges. I mean, every institution there will be challenges. For me, the main challenge is two. One is that if you want to, compete with the private sector, which is flush with funds, that is a problem as far as the government sector schools are concerned. Though the government is providing, a lot of facilities, but then, there is a lot more that requires to be done if one has a will to do it. And for that, funds are necessary, but we are trying to make up for that with the help of Vidyanjali and active community involvement, especially from our alumni, to whom we are eternally grateful. Our smart classroom is actually, the smart board is actually donated to us by our alumni. Our CCTV cameras have been given to us by our alumni. Laboratory equipments are being donated by our alumni. Our former teachers are giving their service, their Vidyanjali via service. Where there is a lacuna, where there is a vacancy of teachers, they have come in and stepped in and taken regular classes, not occasional classes. So in all these areas, we it is challenging, but at the same time we are finding ways to overcome those challenges. And the other challenges, of course, as I said earlier, this is a new way of delivering a holistic multidisciplinary approach. That is a new kind of approach to teaching pedagogy, and most of our teachers are not very familiar with it. So that is a challenge. And the other challenge is, of course, that government schools work in a certain way, and to transform the mindset, that is another thing that we need to work upon. But I have to say that the strength of our school is actually our teachers, who are very well qualified. All we need to do is work on ourselves to deliver what NEP wants us to deliver, and we will be successful.
Yes, exactly, Subbalakshmi ma'am. So absolutely, you have taken your school to remarkable heights, and yes, it's truly inspirational for everyone and for me as well. Well, now I would like to ask you that what message do you want to give to your fellow leaders? So could you please tell us about that?
Well, actually, as I said earlier, I'm not really a highly experienced educational administrator. So I only became a school head last year. But still, so therefore, rather than sharing some advice, what I would like to share is what I feel. And that is that school heads nowadays, they have a lot of work, and that is what we hear from a lot of school heads. I feel that we have to have a passion for what we are doing, or develop a passion for what we are doing. And if we have a passion, we will find the energy, we will find the time, and we'll find a way to fulfill whatever responsibilities are given to us in a wonderful way.
Well, yes, ma'am. Thank you. And along with this, I would also like to ask you, please throw some light. What's the characteristics of an effective school leaders?
Well, my personal view on this is, that a school leader must be inclusive in approach. That means inclusive of the teaching faculty, inclusive of students, inclusive of office staff, because and the parents and the community. So that kind of thinking must be there. And then whatever challenges we face in running the school, that can be easily overcome. Then attention to detail is necessary for a school leader. How every child is progressing, what are the problems that are faced by the teachers, what are the infrastructural problems, what more we can do. Then communication, that is the key. If we have a vision, how that vision is going to be delivered has to be very well communicated, because everyone must understand what is the immediate goal, what is the intermediate goal, and what is the ultimate goal of for our school.
We got your point. We got your point.
Transparency, accountability, resilience, being discriminating. All these are very necessary. But compassion and being respectful is also another point. But at the same time, firmness is necessary.
Okay, all right, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining with us, and we are lucky to have you and to see the Assamese culture here in a 6-minute video or 7-minute video. It's not really fair enough. So we are basically looking for more from this TC multipurpose government high school, and you have done commendable in terms of your infrastructural improvement, your school transformation, which entirely brings up to students holistic development as well. So really a good job, Subbalakshmi Barua ji, and we would like to congratulate you again for this exceptional school leadership. We believe that it's in good hands, and keep working hard, and keep taking the smart classrooms initiatives in the near future, which we have already promised.
Exactly. Thank you so much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I would just like to add that. Yes, I would just like to add that all this has been possible only because of the cooperation and support of our staff and our parents and the students. So I thank all of them for helping me in this endeavor.
Well, thank you to you also, ma'am. So, dear all viewers, we would like to wrap up this session for now, and firstly, I would like to thank our experts and our guests for today's session. So, thank you so much, Tripti ma'am, for joining us today. And also, I would like to thank Subbalakshmi ma'am. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today for this wonderful session. Yes. Well, मैं आप सभी व्यूअर्स को अब साथ ही ये बताना चाहूँगी कि आप सभी के लिए हमारे पास एक अनाउंसमेंट भी है ई कंटेंट से रिलेटेड, और वो ये है कि द ऑल इंडिया चिल्ड्रंस एजुकेशनल ई कंटेंट कंपटीशन इज बैक फॉर द ईयर 2024 and 2025. We invite teachers, teacher educators, students and independent educational e-content creators to submit their best e-content for the competition. For further details and the registration form, please visit the activity section of our official website, that is www.cit.ancert.gov.in, or you can also scan the QR code on the screen. The final date of submission is December 31st, 2024. Well, इसके बाद आप सभी को हमारे कल के प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में भी कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन दे दूं, बिकॉज कल सैटरडे है एंड कल कौन कौन से सेशंस हम आपके लिए लेकर आएंगे वो आप अपनी स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हैं. आप 8 बजे हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे चैनल नंबर 6 टू चैनल नंबर 12 पर, एंड योगा का सेशन रहेगा एंड टॉपिक जो कल रहेगा वो है योगा फॉर साइटिका. देन 2 से 3 आप हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे चैनल नंबर 2 पर. क्लास 2 के बच्चों के लिए सब्जेक्ट रहेगा मैथमेटिक्स एंड टॉपिक विल बी लिमिट्स पार्ट 2. देन 3 बजे आप हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे चैनल नंबर 12 पर क्लास 12 के बच्चों के लिए, एंड द सब्जेक्ट बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एंड टॉपिक विल बी बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एंड इट्स एप्लीकेशंस. So this is all about today's session. If you still have any query or doubt, you can directly reach us via phone, or you can also drop your comment, your queries in the live chat box or the comment box of our YouTube channel. Thank you, and once again, namaskar.